Yo, so today I'm going to show you how to save time while producing. I'm going to be in Ableton. For this video, I want to show that sometimes you might not have like a musical idea, or you might be like caught up in like making like a sound really detailed, and then you finish making this sound and then you don't have enough energy to make an actual like idea. I want to show you my vegetable prepping method. So when I like to make food, I guess I don't like to prepare it all at once. I only like to have like enough energy to put all the ingredients on the stove and then just like make like a stir fry or some shit. So I would like marinate my meats and like leave them in the fridge for a couple of days, or like I would like cut up all my vegetables at once on another day for the week, put them in little containers, or I might saute some onions and put them in a container. Once like I'm like making a meal, I have all of that ready, so I don't have to like cut them up and shit like while I'm putting them in the pan. Well, except some people like having fresh vegetables and shit, but that's moving away from my point, which is I like to maximize my efficiency. So if I have an idea on my mind, I want to be able to use the sounds I already have to like make a quick idea. Let's start out by making hi-hats or rides or something. When making like hi-hat rides, I like to move them slightly off grid and make them swing. You can also add like a vocoder with noise. Change the formant and depth and release. I stole this method from Leo Tricks. So make the attack all the way low and sustain all the way high. So it's not like it's like a sizzle ride. So it sounds like kind of like a shaker or something. And then I get my auto EQ, which I have a video on if you want to know how to make one of these of your own. Adjust the kind of emphasize the highs, and sometimes I also like to get like chorus. And then utility on like mid-side mode, and then maybe like a glue compressor. So once you have something that sounds good, export in wave, and then I send it to what I call the dank bank. So my samples say like my drums, my rides, and I can call this, and then I put the BPM. And sometimes I'd put what note is playing, but I don't really feel like tuning it this time, and I'm not sure if it's that important for rides because it's just kind of like a noise sizzle. And then exports, and then we have rides, and then sometimes I'll make some variations of it, like I would like change the format. And rinse and repeat, just keep on recording. Dank F ride 2, you have another ride, and then you can just keep on like swapping hi-hats. And even like fuck with a dry wet. Cut out the low ends. And yeah, you don't have to deal with the business of having to come up with one each time. And then you can also just do Command A or Control A if you're on Windows. Group them together and then save it to like a drum rack. And then racks. I'm gonna make a ride folder, so then I can just pop one out in the future. Or I can make it as a free download, but you have to have kilohertz transient shaper. I guess there's Perl on it, I'll take it out. Free download, it'll take you to follow my SoundCloud if you're not already following it. So since I make like kind of like trap and bass dubstep tracks, I like to have like a thick bass. I'd get started making like a ton of basses and like on one note. So say I'm feeling like F today. Let's get like a velocity, because sometimes you can get different tones by fucking with a velocity. Bass enhancer for my bass enhancer video. Sometimes I also make a rack for bass. If you save racks, that will save you so much time. Let's get like a little boom. If you like what you're hearing, do the same thing. I have mine sorted out by note. Got one version of that. Then you can also just draw different harmonics to get different subs. Then rinse and repeat. And you can also play with the shaper. way this sounds. So that sounds even stupider. And then sometimes I put a tuner just to make sure it's not like out of phase. Yeah, so that's not necessarily tuned. So I guess it looks like both of these signals together don't add up to F. So yeah, if you want to have the exact note, yeah, just shifted it up. Fine tuning, which is not Synth. I'm not sure what the relationship is. It says it's like a ratio on the side box over here. But yeah, I just pitch it down one, and then it seems like both these signals add up to F. Yeah, that's how you do that. I also vary it by like putting whatever like isotope trash or like phaser flanger. So yeah, then once you have enough and you're like feeling tired, you just put them all away and then move on to the next thing. It's also fun to like make some keys sometimes, or like some days I feel like singing, so I have my not stable singing voice. You can use that as like either a sampler and loop it, or like, and then just like throw some effects on it, modulate some warping and stuff to kind of make it move around. You can add like other shimmer, like unison or something. And then yeah, just get rid of the low one, because chances are I'm gonna have like a bass under it. Then Command A, group it together. And you can kind of do the same thing with pads and stuff. Spectral blur, which I haven't used in my life. Oh, this is nice. If I want to have like call and response drop, I'll make it a little like womp. So I like to use envelope MIDI. Put it on like a macro or something. Add some like other waves on top of it maybe. Maybe let's like change the time. Sometimes I get arpeggiator. Sounds kind of cool, even though that wasn't a womp. I'm gonna put that in my whoops for F. Since I promised womp, let's get auto filter. So I have a reverb synth, so we can make this kind of like a womp. Okay, so that sounds like a womp enough. So we can go that stupid womp, maybe make it a different frequency. These aren't my favorite sounds I've made, but for me right now, I'm going to stop. It's not the end of the video. I'm going to come back at a later time, make something out of everything I just saved, and plus use other things I've saved. Now I'm going to make a drop out of my sounds from the dank bank. I'm feeling F minor today, of all these key synths I've made over the years. Then I also like to layer. And then so for my group that's under my drum sidechain, I put it through sins only, and then I have it go through this sidechain. So this is going to be my drums group, and this is going to be my kick snare, then my snare group. So then my kick snare group's going to go to the sidechain compressor. Kind of like this one. Shift this up 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe change some of the voicings. So I'm going to structure this chord progression that I have. 8 bar build up. for that ride we made earlier. And I might want to like it's another trick that Tricks does. Pre-delay the sidechain and redelay the sidechain group. I like this chime one. Yeah, so a lot of snares hit really hard in the 200 hertz region. Boost that or like make it a dynamic. All my rises are in my drum folder, so I just get some like ones that are like noise up or whatever from Spice. Compressed room reverb is a really good reverb for just making something sound like it's in a room. Yeah, so something I forgot to say earlier is like if you have some like favorite samples, like I forgot about this sample I had. I marked it blue for goat samps. So my favorites samples are in there. A lot of my instruments are coated with green. A lot of my favorite VSTs are orange, and my favorite like devices are like red. That was cool. Where's the one we just recorded? I kind of like to have my bass at least follow somewhat the chord progression. You know, it'd be funny if we made this a pitch mapped version. Should probably save this. Made this like harmony engine like controller thing. So like without harmony engine and pitch map, this is just like a saw. I want to add like an acapella or something. What do I have from Splash? Fuck it, I'm just gonna play with it. 126. I have a field that I really like to use, just a OTT tail. Okay, well I guess let's listen to it from the beginning. I don't really feel like working on this anymore. Okay, well, hope this inspired your like song making process or something, and hopefully you learned at least like 1 or 2 tricks in here that could help you. Yeah, that's all for right now. See you next time.